Chris Evans is coming back to the MCU, and I'm kind of conflicted, so let's talk about it. So, as you guys can see, Chris Evans is coming back to the MCU for Avengers Doomsday. Um, I heard this news a few days ago, and I've been kind of thinking about it, and I'm still conflicted on it. It's There's a lot going on. Before I get into how I actually feel about Chris Evans coming back, if you guys could like the video, subscribe to the channel. We're just putting stuff out every day. We're going to try to put something out, so you don't want to miss anything. Just make sure you hit the subscribe button. My first question about about them bringing Chris Evans back, is does Marvel have a star problem? Like new stars. Like, if you look back to the beginning of the MCU, Marvel and Disney were creating these stars. Like, Robert Downey Jr. was a name, but at that point he wasn't a box office name. Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth, Tom Hiddleston, Chris Pratt, more of a TV guy, not an action star. Who else? Uh, Scarlet Witch Olsen. Why am I blanking on her name? But yeah, like, there's a lot of these characters, like Tom Holland. Tom Holland he was an unknown kid. Anthony Mackie. Um, Chadwick Boseman was like, he was a known great actor, but he wasn't a star. But like, back in the day, Marvel created these big names. Like, you signed up with Marvel and they became somebody, as far as like main characters go. And it's kind of like the problem that the NBA is having right now, where they can't move on. The NBA can't move on from Kevin Durant. They can't move on from Steph Curry. They can't move on from LeBron James, because they don't trust Anthony Edwards. They don't trust in John Morant. They don't trust in Luca. They don't trust in Wemby. There's a lot of young stars that they should be focusing their attention on, but because of ratings or numbers or fan interaction or whatever, the NBA just can't seem to focus on that. And I feel like Marvel is doing the same thing. Like, they already brought back Robert Downey Jr. for to play Doctor Doom. They're bringing back Chris Evans for Doomsday. They brought back Tobey Maguire. They brought back Andy Garfield. They brought back all the old villains from the old Spider-Man movies. Like, who else are they gonna bring back at this point? Are they gonna bring back Scarlett Johansson? Are they gonna bring back Peggy? Like, at some point, Marvel has to turn the page on some of these guys. Chris Evans, Robert Downey Jr., we appreciate what you guys did. You guys put in a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, all that good stuff. But at some point, Marvel needs to move on. Okay? Uh they've missed opportunities, right? There's been opportunities for Marvel to turn the page, but they've kind of fumbled that. I kind of want to pull up a list of all the what is this? Oh, I don't want that. That I hear. Sorry, I'm not donating to Wikipedia. But if we go back to like the big moment where Marvel could have turned the page, and where a lot of these stars where a lot of the stars in the Avengers, the big Avengers, like, where are they at? Where have they been? Why can't we focus more on them? What has happened post Endgame? What happened in Phase 4? So we got Spider-Man. Nobody knows who Peter Parker is. So Spider-Man is still around, but nobody knows who he is. Is he still an Avenger? Good question. Nobody knows. Black Widow, she's dead. Shang-Chi, this is the biggest red flag, ball fumbling, whatever you want to call it, that Marvel has ever done. The fact that Shang-Chi came out almost 5 years ago and he hasn't been mentioned, seen, spoken of, it's borderline offensive, and it's malpractice. Like, Shang-Chi is based in California. You know who else is based in California? Ant-Man. They no cross paths. They didn't cross paths at all. Nothing. Like, it's a waste. The Eternals, I mean, who really cares about that? But same thing with Spider-Man. Doctor Strange. Doctor Strange is in a whole nother universe. Put in the comments without Googling it. In the second post credit scene of Doctor Strange, who was the person that he went into the separate universe with? Who was that person? What is her name? Do you know? Do you remember? I bet you don't. If you do, let me know in the comments. So next we got Thor: Love and Thunder. Thor, off-world, different galaxy. I would prefer him up there. So for me, I don't view him as part of the Avengers. Doctor Strange is I kind of view him. He should kind of be the head of the Avengers, but he's off in another universe. Black Panther, T'Challa's gone. They haven't mentioned him whatsoever. So he's gone. Shuri gone. She doesn't even want to be Black Panther anymore. Ant-Man and the Wasp in California with Shang-Chi doing nothing and having an existential crisis after what happened with Kang. Ant-Man technically should be dead, but we'll talk about that in another video. The Guardians of the Galaxy. Peter Quill is on Earth, he's in the Midwest, but the rest of the guys all in different parts of space, doing their own thing, which I am fine with that. Leave them up in space. The Marvels. Captain Marvel's up in space doing her thing. Miss Marvel, what happened at the end of that movie? Did she come back? I'm guessing she came back to Earth, but like there are characters that Marvel could have used. Like, okay, we're gonna move on from Iron Man, Captain America. Doctor Strange can kind of be in a leadership position. We're gonna move on from Thor. We've clearly moved on from Black Panther. Let's focus on Shang-Chi, Miss Marvel, and maybe have Ant-Man come in. Maybe bring in Hawkeye for some support. But either way, they've had opportunities to make something happen and to make these characters work. Like turn Shang-Chi into a household name. You did it with Chris Evans. You did it with Chris Hemsworth. You did it with Zoe Saldana. You did it with all these characters in the past. You can do it again. You have the formula. You have the name. You guys are star makers. And you guys are acting like you can't be that. So for me, when it comes to bringing Chris Evans back, especially now, like on the verge of Captain America 4, where Sam Wilson, like Sam Wilson hasn't even had his movie yet, and we're already saying like, all right, it's almost like they're predicting that this movie is going to fail. So let's bring back the original. Let's bring back the OG. And I just feel like Marvel has lost its way, and they just don't trust in what made them great at the beginning. It was the stories, it was the character development, it was introducing new things, new concepts, and being creative. And now it's just like, all right, phase 4 didn't go great. Phase 5 is a little bit better, but you know what? We don't like the numbers, we don't like the amount of money we've made. So let's go back to the well. Let's just bring back let's bring the whole game back together. I even saw a report that they're thinking about bringing back all the Avengers, like Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Natasha, Chris Hemsworth. They're talking about bringing all these guys back for another Avengers movie. And it's like, at some point, the OG Avengers need to be pushed to the side, and we need to establish a new team of Avengers. I'm not really interested in the young Avengers at this point because they haven't really made us care about them. But Spider-Man is out there. Shang-Chi is out there. Miss Marvel is out there. If you want to throw Peter Quill in there, whatever. Doctor Strange, maybe. But you have an opportunity to turn the page on this, and I kind of feel like Marvel is afraid. Now, I will say, I'm going to see this day one. I'm a Marvel fan. I'm going to see Avengers Doomsday. I'm going to see Fantastic Four, all these movies that are coming out. I'm going to see them opening weekend. I'm going to be excited to see Chris Evans as either Captain America or a variant of Captain America or Old Man Cap or an evil version, Captain Hydra, whoever. I was happy to see Chris Evans in Deadpool and Wolverine, spoiler alert. But at the same time, I would like them to try something different and to... It's weird saying this about a multi-billion-dollar company, but be brave. Be brave. Trust in your writers, trust in your directors, trust in the actors, and trust in the fans to follow whatever direction you're going to go to. Like, I feel like this iteration of the MCU would never put out Guardians of the Galaxy. if you just look at the characters, name them, who they are, what they look like, what they do, they wouldn't do that right now because it's a risk. And right now they're bringing back Hugh Jackman for multiple movies. So that's kind of how I feel about it right now. Let me know in the comments how you feel about Chris Evans coming back. Who do you think he's going to be playing? I appreciate you guys supporting. All the views have been doing really good. Subscribers, likes, all that good stuff, man. Share with a friend, tell a friend to tell a friend. I appreciate it. Peace.
Thanks for watching, babe. Make sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel.